All right. No injuries to talk about. Listen, our fans were unbelievable today. I think we had more fans than maybe what the Texans had, and it was great to see all that red, and I think that helped us with the support down that overtime. Listen, it was a weird game. My hat goes off to Lovey for the great job in which he's done here. I mean, you've seen it the last 2 weeks. It's a hard job, and it takes time as a head coach. And Lovey, my word of advice is just give him time. He's a tremendous football coach. I've had a chance to compete against him for a number of years, and just rock solid football team. The thing I was proudest about our guys was they kept playing. They didn't let anything excuse me. They didn't let anything hinder them. Whether it was calls, whether it was fumbles, whatever. They kept playing, and defensively, I thought that was a real strength. And then Frank at the end, that relentless pursuit, making a play like he did. Willie getting under the pile there and making sure we got that football in hand. And then offensively, between Pat and Kels and Pacheco and McKinnon, I mean, they had a great day. Quez's catch before half, I thought, was phenomenal. So just all around, a good fight. We got to do better in the penalty area, turnover area. We've got to make sure we fix this. But we'll get back on that. The important thing is that we won the game, and they're tough to get in this league. So we're going to enjoy this one, and on the way home, and then we'll get ready for a good Seattle team coming in on Christmas Eve. So, time's yours. Sure. You know what? The guys were fired up. I mean, that's a hard-hitting group, football team. They know our team knew they were well coached, and I mentioned it to you guys. I mentioned it to the team that you can't, in today's world in the NFL, records. You can't go by the record. Everything is so close, the parity, and you're off by like a fingertip catch or maybe a penalty or a turnover. I mean, it's just one thing. It's never been there have never been so many close games as there is right now that have been determined by one score. So, and the tape tells you the story. You put on the tape, and we knew it was going to be a battle. We felt that going in, and like I said, a well-coached team with good players, and so it was important that we kept going through 4 quarters.
What's going on with Harrison Butker? Going back to the problems he had earlier?
Yeah, you know what? Being a kicker is a little bit like being a batter, and sometimes you get into a slump. But he's a great one, and he'll get through it, and then he'll come out of it even better than what he was. But you got to keep kicking, and that's what we're going to do with him.
Coach, you mentioned Isaiah had the early fumble. What was your message to him?
Yeah, just keep your eyes up. He kind of put his head down, and they were able to get underneath that. Just keep your eyes up. You have a better chance of hanging on to that thing. He had 2 hands on it, so he did good there. But sometimes when you bend over like that, they can get you. So.
You had to trust in him to put him back in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Late in the fourth quarter, you got the ball with about 5 minutes left. I know you don't want to give a ton of time back to Houston. Just what was the thought process? Were you just hoping to get in the field goal range? Were you comfortable?
I was hoping we scored a touchdown. I mean, honestly, the way things were going back and forth, and some of the calls that were going on, I just felt like we needed to make sure we scored a touchdown. So, it didn't work out that way. But if we had to kick it, I was okay there too. So I mean, I wasn't. That can be taken 2 different ways, Nate. I wasn't saying that. Yeah, right.
And you mentioned the turnovers being an issue. This is 9 games.
Yeah.
1 turnover.
Yeah, ridiculous. You can't have that. Right, the guys know that. Nobody tries to turn it over, but you got to do the best you can and hang on to the football and take care of the football if it's quarterback. But we did a good job with that.
Coach, you mentioned the penalties. I know you have double-digit penalties. How do you, in a short time frame, but knowing week in and week out, seem to get a number of flags? How do you try to clean that up before it affects you when you get to play?
Yeah, sure. You got to work your fundamentals and techniques, and then you got to trust them. So when you're out there, and that's what we'll do. I mean, that's the simplest part. You saw Pat and what he did. I mean, he took care of business today, and he went back to work and worked on it. I mean, you're talking about a guy that if he's not the MVP in the league, I'm not sure what's wrong with it. But I mean, he cleaned it up and comes out and we have almost 500 yards of offense, minus 100 of penalties. But it was that's a pretty spectacular day there. So, but that's what he did. I mean, great example of how you go back to the drawing board and make sure that you clean everything up.
One of the things that you talked about last week, the three reception, was cleaning it up. What's that say about what he was able to do today with no turnovers and putting the team in position?
Yeah, just I just repeat what I said. Be simple for you. Just yeah. Well, number one, you see how his team, the heart that they play with, and then two, the defense is tremendous. I mean, he's running it, I presume. It looks that way, and they do just some good stuff on that. Offensively, they're creative. They're banged up a little bit. See, the injuries kind of can get you there, but I look at the scheme of the offense and defense and how they do on special teams, and they're right there. They're right there to get over that hump, and this type of game helps them. The Cowboys game helps them, and they'll get over the hump and be right there for you next year. Yeah, very creative, very creative. And you have to prep for two different looks. So they're different offenses there. I thought our guys did okay with that part, and we shot ourselves a little bit with the penalties. That's where we got into trouble on third down in that. So got to get off the field. But I thought we handled that decent.
All right, we're going to go around and start with that.
Andy, another AFC West championship. Anything stand out to you about this one?
Yeah, I told the guys my hat goes off to them. So, I mean, that was a way to fight through it, and there's a certain you've set a certain level, and all these new guys come in, they're going, hey man, we got to win this thing, and there's an additional pressure on that, but just to get through it, you could see that was a positive thing, and then you can sail from there. So it's you got that done, and now you just go do your thing, go play.
Andy, just wondered what clarification you got on the review play with Juju and the fumble.
Yeah, so that's a new rule that came in last year. You guys can look it up. It's complicated, but yeah, contact and then forward progression and all that. I mean, there's a couple different things that go into it, but you can look at it. They were right. I mean, they were. Yeah, they were. Yeah. It's a new rule that hasn't. First time I've seen it. So.
Last two. So you talked about the AFC West title and what it means for the team. What does it mean for the organization?
Yeah, it's tremendous because everybody has a piece of this. So that's even you guys, man. I mean, it's exciting for you. You get to cover a team that wins, and you've got something to say about it, which is good. And that's the way it is with the organization. I mean, it starts with Clark, and we all kind of work down from there. And he gives us an opportunity to win, which that's not the case everywhere.
Last one.
Andy, I believe all 10 rookies you drafted are on the active roster. Can you explain what it's like to coach a roster that is obviously veteran-laden, championship aspiration, and trying to bring rookies along? Sort of that conflict within the two as you're trying to get through a season, obviously with another division.
Yeah, well, you're going to have some hiccups with the young guys, but they play their tail off and go 100 miles an hour. So you can live with that because they're going to make some plays that are big-time plays, and then there's going to be a mistake here or there. But it pays off for you down the road after they get through all this, and they've progressively gotten better as the season has gone on. And then we've got enough veterans in there that can help them with that peer part of it that you get, you know. And our guys are good with that. Our veteran guys are real good with that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Yep, thank you.